Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace your fan clutch in your vehicle. There are some symptoms that maybe you're experiencing, like your vehicle overheating when you're stopped, or if you're driving real slow, you notice your temperature kind of climbs up, and then as you drive, things cool down. If that is the case, odds are you have a bad fan clutch, and it could be to the point where it's not even spinning. Mine still spins, but it doesn't actually ever engage. So when the vehicle gets hot, it just kind of moves air around. It doesn't really force air through the radiator or into the engine bay. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this. This should be very similar across most makes and models of vehicles. The general premise is we're just going to pull the shroud off, pull the fan off, put the fan onto this new clutch, and bolt the clutch back up. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, the first thing we're going to do is pull these 4 bolts off that hold the plastic fan shroud on. Okay guys, so now we have the fan shroud loose. Down below there are little clips like these ones right here, and they're on the bottom plastic piece. And what you do is you pull both of those plastic these metal clips off of the plastic. So once you have those off, take those and set those to the side. Then you come and reach down, and you should be able to come in and pull this plastic half moon out. And what this will allow you to do is slide your plastic cover over top of your fan. Now another thing I might have to do is pop this radiator hose off. I think I'm going to, just to make my life a little bit easier so I'm not sitting here fighting with it, and also the overflow here as well. So let me go grab a pair of pliers and I'll pull these 2 hoses off. So we got our first hose here, our upper rad hose. Pull this off, and we will push that out of the way when the time comes. And we'll pop our overflow off, and we should be able to just pick this right up and out, just like that. So now what this does is gives us a whole bunch of room to go and access the bolts that we're going to take off. There will be 4 on the back side of the pulley. So we're going to go ahead and get in there with a wrench and take those off, and then we'll do the fan next. So what we're going to do is pull these 4 bolts off the back of the fan clutch here. A little trick that you can do is stick a pry bar down into here, and you can prevent everything from trying to spin as you pull it off. And so you can just get down in there, get these nuts loose. And it is definitely easier to loosen all 4 of them before you try and pull it off all the way, because then you'll be working off of studs. And it's much better to use the nut to pry against than the stud itself. And with all the bolts off, your fan should pop right out. Alright guys, so the first thing that you want to do is verify that you have the right fan clutch. They're pretty easy to tell. I mean, as long as all the bolt holes, everything seems the same, about the same thickness here on these parts. Bolts all seem like they're in the same spot, same orientation. So what we'll do is we'll pull the fan off this and transfer it onto this one. So that's pretty much it. So we'll get the right size, and it seems to be 10 millimeter. So we'll grab a quick impact, pop this on here, and pull these off. Then you just kind of have to wrestle this thing off of here. It's pretty well seized up, being it's been on there for probably a very long time. See if you can pop it off without breaking the fan. Take this big wrench that I have over here, and I'll just pop it off just like that. Now that we have the fan off, if you want to, you can double check, make sure they're the same. These are exactly the same, just one's new, one's old. So we're going to get rid of the old junky one, set that off to the side. It's also important to make sure you put your fan on the right way too. You can see there's a front side and a back side. Don't put your back side out. You want to make sure that the front side is actually on the front of the fan. So that fits on there good. So once your fan is on, I personally will take a look. That was a lot of it, but I do put a little bit of not anti-seize, but thread locker on the threads on two of the bolts to make sure that it will not come off under any circumstances. Say I forget to tighten them too much, or forget to tighten them enough, whatever. Not that I'm worried about it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, and it's a good practice, especially on anything that may vibrate, which this is directly attached to the motor, so there's a very good chance that this fan will encounter a lot of vibration. So we'll just throw our nuts back on. I'm not going to get too specific with torque specs. I'm just going to use the impact and put them all down evenly. So that's nice and tight on there. Now what we'll do is we'll take this back over to the Toyota and we'll get it thrown on there. So we're going to take our fan, we're going to slide it back onto here, make sure it's actually on all the way. And I'm going to get two opposing started and just hand tight as much as I can get it. So this way the fan does not fall off on me. And I'm going to do the same thing as I did for putting the fan onto the actual clutch itself. I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on two of the nuts. So this way, if anything does happen, I do not have to worry about a nut coming off. So now, since I have got all the bolts back on, do the same thing. We're just going to tighten them down as evenly as possible. Unfortunately, these bolts are very tight. It takes a very long time to get them tight. that's pretty tight on there. Our fan is... Okay guys, we have our fan back on. It's not hitting nothing, or it's not hitting anything. So what we'll do is I will set you guys over here, and we will reassemble everything, start it up, and make sure everything's good. We have to put our fan shroud back in first. So let's go ahead and slide this back in here. Maybe easier to bolt it up and then clip it on. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so we got our fan shroud bolted back up. Now what we have to do is put this half moon back in. So we're gonna slide this under our fan. And we're gonna clip it back together. Now there is a correct way for this to go on. So I don't know if you guys can see that lip. I can't really get my hand down in there, but there's a lip right there. You want to make sure that that lip's facing the right way. They should interlock together kind of before you throw your clip back in there. There's something to check for before you clip it back together, and then the clip actually doesn't go in all the way. So I am underneath the Toyota right now. As you guys can see, those clips are right here. And get the fan out of the way, maybe. Right there. So those clips just slide right on. There's little tabs. I don't know how well you can see that or not. There's little tabs there that they grab onto. And then down here there are little almost like push-in tabs that hold this bottom piece from flopping around. You want to make sure those are on, or if they're missing, maybe just drill a hole and zip tie it there. But now that's back in. Give it a couple spins. Doesn't seem to be, nothing seems to be loose. It all fits in there good. So I'll go ahead and throw the bottom two bolts in and reconnect my radiator hose, and that should be it. Okay, there we go. Everything's all nice, buttoned up, ready to go. Let's fire it up and make sure the fan spins. Alright guys, so other than the fact that it's super loud, this fan is moving a ton of air now, which is great, because even when it was idling before, if you put your hand here, you could not feel any air. And I mean, just to show you, quite a bit of air now, which is exactly what we want. So that works for me. So yeah, other than the terrible exhaust rattle I have, you guys saw the fan spin. It's moving a ton of air, which it was not doing whatsoever before. I mean, it was spinning, but it was just kind of moving with the motor spinning. It wasn't actually being driven. So yeah, that's it. It's super simple. I mean, you could do it in probably about a half hour, maybe even less if you wanted. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go take this thing on a drive and see how it works. I mean, I would assume that it's not gonna get hot like it was before when it's just sitting and idling. So I'll give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.